So in this video, we're going to be talking about fair value zones or fair value areas. So this is something I like to use when price is consolidating or when price is in a nice little range. And what we like to do for a fair value zone. So for example, the market can always be in consolidation. So for example, in the 15-minute, this is a consolidation, but this entire thing can be in consolidation on a higher time frame. Right, so if we jump to a high time frame, this can be considered consolidation here. If we go to an even higher time frame, like a 16-minute or 16-hour, we can see this is just a nice little consolidation. I wouldn't really say it's trending yet. It's had an impulse and now it's correcting a little bit down. Anyways, so whenever we have a consolidation, we can refer to certain areas as a fair value zone. And this just goes to show like liquidity. Once again, we're always trying to look for liquidity. So yeah, what we're going to look for is the fair value area, or fair value zone is what I call it. And this is just the very middle of a consolidation. This is an easy way to look for liquidity, and it can be very useful to trade. So what we look for is the direct middle of the consolidation. And this is going to be the area where price has difficult trying to break through, and also has splits the difference between bearish and bullish. So as we can see, a fair value zone here would be something like this. So within this zone, in this fair value zone, we have one side being the bullish side here, and we have another side being the bearish side here. So now the difference is here, this defines the negative part of the consolidation, and this here is the positive side of the consolidation. So as we can see, price has a lot of bounces on top of this zone and below this zone, and the difference is when price actually breaks through the zone, it is bullish, and when it breaks through the bottom, it is bearish. So now the way I like to trade these consolidations is to take price back to the fair value zone. We know that this fair value zone is like a magnet, and price likes to come back to it. So as you can see, every time price kind of drifts away from the fair value zone, it always comes back. It always likes to come back to the zone over and over and over and over until it finally breaks out of its consolidation, which happened here, and then it continued to go up and down and back into its trend. But while it's in this consolidation, we see a lot of weaving in and out through this fair value zone. So this can also be a place to look for entries. So the way I like to trade this is I like to take price from the outside back into the fair value zone. So for example, here you can tell the sells are a lot stronger. So here you would look to enter and take price back to a fair value zone. And as you can see, it hit here once. If we set a buy limit here, we know we can take price back to this fair value zone for a nice 6.1 risk to reward ratio. And now there's different ways you can look to enter. So you can either enter on an average. So you take the average of the lowest points, and you can choose to enter and have a nice stop below. Or you can enter straight off lower time frame price action. So what you could do is look for the simple forex strategy that I use. So let's say we were to drop to the 1 minute, and we go back to our fair value zone. Oops, I'm going to have to use the 3 minute here. We use the 3 minute, we go back to our fair value zone. And what we can look for is, once again, price to then break out of its zone and then come back to the fair value area. So what you can look to do is enter when there is a break of a higher low. So for example, there was a break here. You could set your buy, your stops below, and target for a nice little one-to-one. And you can just do that over and over again when price breaks into a downtrend. Here it was in a downtrend. It is far away from the fair value zone. And then you can enter when price breaks the lower high like here. And then you put your stops below for a nice little one-to-one. So these are just nice little trades you can take back into the zones. Yeah. Now something also that you can use these fair value zones for is you can actually use them in a long-term kind of trick. So as we see, this fair value zone also becomes a nice liquidity zone for future. So as you can see, price comes up, bounces in, shoots up, price comes down, bounces off, and once again, price is even continuing to bounce off this zone, and we'll probably get some nice push off of that. So if you did drop to, like, let's say the 5-minute, you could see some price action going on here, and you could probably even take a nice little buy if we saw some candles break above this kind of high here. We could probably see some price action going up. We don't know what's going to happen here yet though, so we can't see that, but we can see some nice price action forming off once again this fair value zone. So this kind of fair value zone also acts as a nice liquidity zone for future buys and sells. We'll show you one more example here. Okay guys, so if we scroll back and we want to look for some just some areas where there's consolidation going on. As you see, we can just select an area like this, some consolidation over here, some consolidation up here, and we even got some consolidation going on here, let's say. And once again, we're going to find the fair value zone of the consolidation. So what we do is we just find a nice little middle kind of area where price was reacting around. And then we can do it over here. Once again, somewhere like that. We're just going to find the middles of these areas. And honestly, I don't even have to select this one because it already connects from this past consolidation. So as you can see, if you select these middle fair value zones, price loves to react off of these zones. So as you can see, we have all these major bounces off of the fair value zones. So if you took the first two bounces off of these zones, you would have hit a good, nice risk to reward ratio. And as well, something that you can even, can't tell now, but this exact middle can also be another fair value zone of this overall trend. So what you can do is take these trades back to the fair value zones. And as you can see, we would have got a couple nice trades in here. And that's really useful too. But as you can see, price loves to tap off these zones multiple times. And as you can see over here, same thing here. Or you could even select an area like this. This is more the middle. As you see, price likes to bounce off, bounce in, bounce off, and furthermore, hit this zone multiple times. So yeah, and all you have to do is really select some major consolidation that you can at least spot, and then just select the middle of that consolidation, and you'll see price react off of these areas. So this is another quick tip that will help you guys in your trading. Hope you enjoyed that one.